日本時間9月4日、米スポーツ専門メディア、ブリーチャーレポートの YouTube チャンネルで配信されているポッドキャスト番組、オンベース with ムーキー・ベッツに、ドジャースと現在シリーズで対戦中のパイレーツから、2023年ドラフト全体1位指名、2024年オール MLB ファーストチーム選出、すでに2度のオールスター出場を果たしている若きエース、ポール・スキンズ投手が出演しました。対談の中でスキンズ投手は、大谷翔平選手への尊敬を口にしました。自身も二刀流としてプレーしていた経験を明かし、投球と打撃を両立するのは非常に大変。翔平がどうやって両方こなしているのか本当に謎だ、と語りました。さらに、山本由伸投手の高速スプリットへの憧れについても言及しました。一方で、ベッツ選手も、大谷の後ろを打つ打者としての難しさについて語り合い、両者はプロの視点を共有しました。今回の対談は、若きエースの素顔と野球哲学が明らかになる大変興味深い内容となっており、日本語字幕付きでご紹介します。
First things first, you could hit a homer in a big league game today. Are you on base or off base on that?
I'm off base. I would imagine that's probably the coolest thing you can do. It's definitely cooler than striking somebody out in a big league game.
So are you pissed about like not being able to hit? You know?
That was, I mean, I came up a two-way guy, so I was looking forward to, potentially two-way. But honestly, when pitchers could still hit in the big leagues, I wasn't primarily a pitcher, so it was, it was cool. And then once they changed it, it was like, all right,
you're
whatever.
Cool with it.
Yeah.
But you would like to hit though?
I would. I don't mind, or I don't miss taking BP and throwing bullpen. Like,
it's a lot. It's a lot.
You see it every day with Shohei. I don't know how he does it. Yeah. So,
nobody does, but he does it. It says you hit 367 double-digit homers every year in the Air Force. So like you raked.
Yeah, I mean we're hitting at 7,000 feet too. So
it doesn't matter.
That helped, but
raking is raking, bro.
I miss metal bats. Man, hitting at 7,000 feet, that was fun.
So did you, when you were hitting and pitching and whatnot, did you envision yourself doing this in the big leagues or no? You were like, nah, I just want to.
I really don't know.
You didn't even think about it?
Because when I was at Air Force, my freshman year, I was catcher and closer. I mean, first game I closed, I caught 8 innings and then came in and closed it actually against LSU.
Oh, was it? Wow, okay.
And then my sophomore year, I was starting on Fridays and catching on Sundays, caught a couple Tuesday. Like, it was just like, go out there and play, like have fun, which was, cool, got to enjoy.
But preparation, I'm assuming, has got to be completely different from then to now.
I mean, and that's another thing, like, because, when I was two-wang, I didn't really, I was figuring it out on my own.
Okay.
And nice thing is, my coaches gave me the latitude to do that. So I learned a lot about myself, a lot about my body, but I was far from having everything figured out.
Yeah.
And
I feel like there's no possible way you could figure everything out like that in the big leagues. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just kind of play and figure it out as you go. Like, you have to prepare.
Yeah, I mean, from what I've learned, like, it catches up to you at some point. You've obviously been here a lot longer than I have. Like, you got 162, man. It catches up to you quick if you're not doing something right.
Yeah. That's just the mental side. Like, the physical side is a whole different animal, having to, play however many games that you would be playing at catcher or whatever position you would play, and then turn around and prepare to face people like yourself. I envy whoever. There's got to be somebody that's going to do it. I don't know who. I mean, if Shohei exists, then there's got to be somebody that's going to do it. We'll see. We'll see as time comes. You'll be playing. I'll be done by then, though. Okay, if time travel was real, you would strike out Babe Ruth. Are you on base or off base on that?
I'm on base.
I'm on base on that too.
Yeah.
I think if Babe Ruth saw 100 like this, with the splinker and the slider and the sinker and all this other stuff, I think he may have a little problem with that. So if you were to pitch to Babe Ruth, maybe he fouled. Maybe you got 5 pitches. He fouls one off. You throw a ball, whatever. What would be your sequence?
I mean, show him the heater and see where he's at.
Okay. So he's showing him the heater. He takes it down and away. We'll just go down and away. Strike one. Now what?
Another heater, probably up somewhere.
Okay. There's and with his bat path, I got him not catching up to.
Yeah, I mean, you got to see where he's at.
Okay, so he fouls it off. Now it's 0-2. You went heater down the way, heater up. Fouls it off. Now it's 0-2. Now what do you got? You got 3 pitches to work with.
Yeah, it depends how he fouls it off, but I'd probably run another heater up, even a little higher, see if he goes after it.
He takes that ball. 1-2.
Good take. Yeah, probably just throw a splinker in there. See what happens.
Okay. And I think he probably swings and misses. He may not get the 5.
Yeah.
I think he probably swings. There's no way he's seen a splinker before, so not many of us have. So who do you think would be the toughest at bat, like all time, that you would face, or someone you would like to face?
Outside of today's game,
yeah.
So there are a lot of those guys now, but probably Barry Bonds. Yeah.
That would be a tough. I wouldn't even know what to throw. I couldn't even tell you what to throw. Like whatever it is, just make it good.
Yeah. Nothing over the heart of the plate.
Nothing over. He can turn it. He'll turn it around.
Yeah, he will.
Like that's one person that. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of people that could still hit in today's game, but I think he would be an elite in today's game.
Yeah,
as well.
I agree. I mean, you'd see how the people in his era pitched him. It was, a lot of this.
Yeah, exactly.
Nowadays, just this from the dugout, just go to first.
All right. So switching gears, brother, obviously you broke a lot of records, doing a lot of big things. You're through your first 50 starts. You have the lowest ERA in live ball era. Seeing this and seeing how you react to everything, is this kind of like normal for you? Like, I mean, you expect this, or you kind of like don't really care about it either? Your success, should I say?
Probably a little bit of both. I mean, I don't know how you approach it, but I think that's just a product of showing up every day and doing the work. It starts in because everybody sees the stuff on the field starting in March or I guess February in spring training, but everything starts in October, November in the off season, and I don't think you can. It's tough to put numbers, not like numerical goals on a season,
right?
And it should just be like go out there and be the best me that I can be, and however it ends up, and I'm not like the stats, the numbers, that kind of are what they are. It's just a matter of going out there and being the best Paul Skeens that I can be.
I feel like that's kind of how I would take it. Like our whole lives we go play the game and X, Y, and Z, and then you get to this point because you are good. It's not like you got called up after a year and all this stuff because it was like luck. You know what I'm saying? You've been kind of doing this. You were doing it in LSU. You were doing it through the minors. You're doing it, So it's almost like for you to continue to do it, it's like, well, I mean, yeah, that's kind of why I am who I am, right? And so I remember, winning, I won my third, and people asked me, like, even after the second one, they were like, that's got to be special, X, Y, and Z. And it's like, yeah, it is. It is very special. But also, like, I remember when I was 10, like, we were always winning the championship. You know what I'm saying? I was winning the championship at 10.
It's what I do. It's
kind of like the same thing, So for me, from my perspective, watching you, it's like, I mean, yeah, it is super dope. I'm not knocking you at all. But it's like, it's probably what he's been doing his whole life. That's why he never reacts to it. Because it's like, I mean, yeah, I'm doing the same thing since I was 11, So is that kind of how you feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, it's just baseball. And what you just said about, you've won 3 World Series, like, winning is winning.
Yeah.
It doesn't just happen.
Right,
like,
exactly.
And winning, however you define it, obviously, getting a ring and, holding the trophy and all that, that's a, pretty easy way to define it.
Yeah, for sure.
Something that we're all, striving for. But then, the little wins also, the individual wins and all that, like, that's what we do.
Yeah,
I think we win.
So what does, those are the big things, right? What small wins get you excited? Like what actual things? And so for me, for instance, like going up, and the other day I hit a single to right, that got me excited, because just a line drive to right let me know, like, oh, you're in a good spot. Like, keep on going, keep on going. So like something like that for me got me excited. And obviously I didn't like show it, and but internally I did. So something like that for you, like what small wins would get you excited to let you know like you're in the right spot?
Yeah, I mean, executing a pitch that I've been working on, whether it's the, if there, because over the course of 32 starts or whatever, you're gonna not have a pitch at time. I haven't made 32 yet in a season, but
even during one start, but in the course of 100 pitches that you're gonna throw.
Yeah, I mean, you can go. I've noticed it this year more than last year. I think like, hey, there are some starts where I'm not getting the heater down as much as I want to, or I'm not getting the heater up, or I'm not, getting the breaking ball to the back foot or something like that. So, you work on it, and then you go out there and do it, and that's a little win.
Yeah, okay.
Man, I remember playing you guys in Dodger Stadium earlier this year, and Ohtani, I forget which game it was. I think it was the Sunday game, but Ohtani led off the game with a double, and then you come up after, you hit a fly ball to right field, get him over to third.
Yeah, okay.
And you were celebrating on the way back to the dugout, and I'm like, man, I haven't seen that in a big league game. Like that's the little win thing that stood out to me.
That matters. Obviously,
winning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you said earlier, it doesn't really matter what the wins look like. As long as you keep working on them and doing them, and so like if you stack up all the small wins, like moving a guy over, or executing your pitch or whatever, then that's how you'll hold up the trophy in the end, right? So, so it's just stacking up small wins and whatnot, which you're obviously doing. So I do want to switch gears a little bit. I want to go to this splinker that you were going to throw Babe Ruth to punch him out on. So tell me, how did this get started? This is the first time ever I brought a baseball, and I want to see what it looks like. But yeah, like how did this get started? Can you show us the grip while you're doing it?
So when I was at LSU, I'm a four-seam guy. I think that because I've caught all my life, I spin the four seam really efficiently, just because that's the thing behind the plate. So, but the project when I was at LSU was to get a slider and a sinker to throw two different fastball shapes. So I'm playing around with this literally for 10 months while I'm at LSU, and it wasn't good. Didn't really throw it the whole time I was there, but I'm going split grip like this because I had a buddy that I trained with, over Christmas break and that kind of stuff, the off season, who split it like this, and his was really good. And so thank God I kept with it rather than switching the grip, because I got back, and it's funny because between the national championship and the draft, it was like a 2-week thing. I'm still throwing, still lifting and all that. Okay. And I'm playing catch with it one day, and it like kind of split my fingers like this. And I felt it more off my index finger on that one. Just throwing it in catch play, and it kind of split like that. And I was like, oh, that one was different. And so I did it again. And I've never met a pitching coach who tells you to throw a splitter like this, without truly like splitting the ball.
That's what I thought. I thought you were supposed to do like
so that. I'm throwing it like this, and then I just basically kept doing it. And it's funny because I, get drafted and all that. They don't know I have this. And
because you didn't throw it.
I didn't throw it.
Okay,
and so I get to the complex after the draft, and I start whipping it out in front of our pitching coordinator, and he was like, that's different.
Oh, okay.
So I start throwing it, and like I was kind of just seeing what I had, and I it's kind of just
and now
I've gone from there.
Yeah, now it's a staple in your arsenal, and I want to also talk about your velo. Obviously, the game today is ridiculous. Everybody's throwing 100, but not everybody can sit 100. Through 7-8 innings like you do. So what is that like when you're getting into the 7th and you're still throwing 100? Like, are you rearing back a little more to maintain that velo, or is it still just nice and easy just something that just kind of naturally comes?
Yeah, maybe earlier in the year I am rearing back a little bit more, but it's funny because the last few starts I've felt better in the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th than I have in the first few innings.
So what would that be from?
I really don't know. We're trying to figure that out. It could be body, musculature obviously, but CNS waking up and stuff like that. There's some stuff there that we're trying to figure out. We just don't know yet. But I've noticed it at times, I noticed it at times last year, but I didn't really think it was like a trend, in August, I'm going to feel terrible and because everything for me is my body and my delivery. If all that's dialed in, then my stuff's going to be dialed in. Right. So, first 3 innings, I'm trying to find the tempo, and out of the wind up and stretch. And then, I kind of just have it after that.
So is it kind of like a thing where you got to settle in, maybe not anxious is the wrong word. Cause I don't mean that in a bad way, but are you just kind of before my first at bat, every game really I get butterflies. I'm going up, I'm on deck, especially when I let off. When I let off, they would really come. All right, here we go. Even though I'm hitting, this is my 10th year, 11th year, you know what I'm saying? I still get the butterflies. And so is that something that maybe hurts you a little bit when it's time to settle in or something? I don't know.
I don't because I get the butterflies too, but it's more so when I'm doing my movement prep before the game. Once I get into the bullpen, see where I'm at, it's pretty much all right, I got it. I remember how to do this.
What about day games and night games?
That makes a difference. Okay. I'm glad you guys came to town, so that means we have 3 night games.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Throwing the third one, which is a night. I've had a lot of day games recently, and I've learned more throughout this year. Because I think day games, it's nutrition, hydration, obviously sleep. There's so much that changes. That goes. It's the complete opposite of what our normal schedule is. So I've learned more how to deal with day games this year, but there's always going to be a difference.
Okay, so I do want to ask this. Let's say you have your fastball and your splinker. So I'm taking away however many other pitches you have. I'm sure everybody has 5 or 6 pitches now. And I'm going to give you 3 pitches to add to your bag. What pitch and whose pitch would you add to your bag?
Trine and slider.
Trine and slider. That's nasty, by the way. Goodness gracious.
Bednar's curveball.
Bednar's curveball.
The big 12-6.
Yep. Okay, so you got Trine and slider, Bednar's curveball, your fastball and splinker. You got one more. I would have to think it's got to be some type of cutter or something. I don't.
Yeah, I don't know. I've played around with adding a cutter and it just didn't really work for my slot.
But this isn't your cutter. This is somebody else's cutter.
I know.
That you're bringing in.
And when you asked, I initially thought about cutter, but it's also, I just think cutters are a little bit of a bad speed pitch probably for me.
Okay, so yeah, that's probably right. So okay, take off your splinker then, and let's add. You get another pitch. So it's just your fastball. You got one more pitch. You can add somebody's splitter if you want it, or whatever. Or I don't even know another pitch. You wouldn't even need much more with your fastball, Trinidad's curveball, Bednar's slider. You got a changeup, somebody's changeup.
Maybe Yamamoto's splitter.
Yamamoto's splitter. Okay. Which is that? It's crazy because Yoshi throws 95, probably sits around 95, 96, and his splitter is anywhere from 90 to 92. You sit 98 to 100, and your splinker is 95, 96. So tell me about that. Usually, back when I came up, which was forever ago, guys weren't throwing 95, but the guys that did throw 95, if they did have a splitter, it was 87. How are you maintaining this velocity with the splinker? And do you? Yeah. We'll answer that first. Like, how are you? Do you not want the speed difference?
Yeah, I think. Well, when I initially started throwing it, I thought of it as a sinker, and that's what I called it. So I wanted it to be as. I mean, when I was first throwing it in the complex, and in low as I was coming up in the minors after the draft, I want to say I was throwing it 97, 98.
So
probably
at
not
that
with the
point,
same shape.
It's just a sinker.
Yeah, and then I'm throwing in the off season, and my first off season going into 24, I learned a lot about it, and how my body it's a natural pitch for me to throw. Mm-hmm. So I'm not manipulating the ball or anything like that, but I think as I threw it a lot in the off season, I'm trying to get this shape, and I think with I don't know about everybody's splitters because, we had Bednar. He would throw it 94 at times. So it's not necessarily always a shape velocity trade-off, I think. But for me, I think sometimes it is. But it's not a true splitter. So
so that's why you can throw it so hard.
Yeah, it's like
Gotcha.
yeah, I don't know. It's just a weird.
It's just in between. So I would assume Yoshi's is probably pretty similar. The fact that he can throw it, 92.
Yeah, and I mean he's probably been throwing it his whole life. I would assume too. So I don't know. It's the Splinker is kind of just one that I throw and let it do what it does, and it comes out at whatever velo. And
okay. So you don't play with it, add and subtract. You just kind of throw it.
No, I just throw it. Yeah.
We're going to take a look at some moments that were caught on camera. First, my boy Devers had a ball go through his glove at first. He still got the out though. Freddie actually had that happen this year where, that right there, that's like a nightmare of mine, boy. I could, what if his head was behind it? You know what I'm saying? Like, for something like that, if his head is behind it and he goes and hits him in the face,
yeah, that always scares me.
Have you ever? I mean, I guess as a pitcher, you probably don't catch enough balls for that to break, but like a comebacker, I guess. But your glove is the webbing wouldn't even allow a ball to go through like that. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I guess just the lace that connects it, but man, I mean. I remember you remember Lester, the ball getting stuck in his glove. I guess
then he threw it. Yeah, he threw his glove over the first.
Yeah,
so.
That's probably the one that's like most likely for pitchers because everybody has the closed.
Do you
web
think
now.
you could think quick enough for that? Because I feel like if that happened to me, I would just
Yeah,
I wouldn't have thought about throwing my glove over there.
No, that is kind of impressive that he probably practiced it. I would assume like, hey, let's spring training, let's work on throwing our gloves over there because the ball got caught in there.
All right, so here we go. We got this dog at the Orioles game. Wouldn't give up until he got a hot dog. So, you're a dog dad. How many dogs do you have?
Just one.
Just one dog. What's the dog's name?
Rue.
Rue. What kind of dog is it?
English cream retriever.
English cream retriever.
It's a golden that's white basically.
Oh, okay. So I'm assuming it's a really good dog.
Yeah, she's great.
She's a really good dog. Did you send her to training or did you do it?
No, she was. I mean, the first day we got her, she knew how to sit and lie down and stay and all that.
So this wasn't a puppy.
She was a puppy.
So
she's just smart.
Oh, wow,
we taught her like we got home and we're excited. Dog parents now, so we're spending 4 hours there. Holding treats in front of her and doing all that. But she's smart. She didn't need to go to any training.
Nice. So do you do y'all go on family trips with the dog and everything, or did the dog kind of stay home, or what do you guys do?
Yeah, I mean we'll bring her when we can.
You go walking around beautiful Pittsburgh with her?
Yeah, occasionally. Okay. She's not as good at walking as she is at everything else.
Okay.
She likes to pull on the leash. That's the one.
Okay.
That's the one thing about her. But
get a little training with that. That's all right. That's part of it.
Yeah.
Okay. So the last one, O'Neal Cruz, which you were there, obviously hit a homer, 114, I guess.
Man, which time?
Oh, okay. This was this past weekend.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I guess you've seen him hit it 120.
Yeah.
Like so what happens? I don't know if I've seen Shohei hit a 118, I believe. But like 120, 121, like really anything up there is just unbelievable, bro.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously got leverage and he's got bat speed.
Yeah.
That's a recipe for exit velocity. He hit one here, 123. That got out of the stadium, thank God. Went into the river.
Oh my goodness.
And next day, I'm talking with our manager about it, and he's like, "Man, I'm so glad that didn't land in the stands because that's probably killing someone."
Yeah. I mean, like, it just takes a special human. Like, you have to be that size to hit it 120.
Yeah.
And you know, like, yeah, that's dangerous. It's dangerous, bro. Think about if you're pitching and this guy is capable of hitting at 120 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Like, that's got to be scary, right?
Yeah. I faced him in live ABs and in spring, and I'm like, this is a win for me as long as I don't get something hit in my direction.
Because
like,
if he hits at 120, there's a 0% chance you can get out of the way.
Yeah.
So it's got to, if it doesn't go, if it comes in right at you, it's over.
Yeah. He hasn't done it. He hasn't hit any pitchers, I don't think, this year. So
yeah, hopefully we can keep
Yeah, let's keep that going.
So I want to go back to young Paul. Where are you from, bro?
Orange County, California.
Orange County. You grew up there, and you said earlier you only played baseball.
Yeah.
So you didn't even try nothing. You didn't try and play basketball or football or nothing.
Yeah, that's the thing about growing up in Orange County. It never rains. The weather's always nice, so it's year-round baseball. So we got, summer ball, fall ball, winter ball.
So you were
spring.
just constantly playing ball.
Yeah.
And then you end up going to the Air Force, right? And tell me about your time at the Air Force. Like, how was that? How was that compared to LSU?
It was the complete opposite.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of character building at Air Force.
Okay.
I mean, you can't get worse being there. It's 4,000 of the nation's best and brightest, and the people that are there, it's the highest caliber of person you're ever going to meet in your life.
So that definitely helped shape you in a positive way.
Yeah, and I think the Air Force Academy attracts a certain type of person. You're not just anybody. You obviously have to be smart. You have to want to serve and all that. So that's part of it. That's part of the equation. But then once you get there, you're just getting better every day, basically.
Mm-hmm.
My roommate happened to be a baseball player. You don't always room with baseball players like at normal colleges. But so we spent 2 years together, and he's off doing. My coach from Air Force messes with me and says that he's more successful than I am, and he's better at what he does than I am at what I do. So that's just the type of person that you're around all day, every day. So you can't get worse being there.
So did you do your homework, or did you have someone else do your homework? Like, what about making beds and all that type of stuff, like at Air Force especially? I mean, you probably had your drill sergeant come in, and I don't know this. I'm just making stuff up off the top of my head, but like was stuff like that very important?
Yeah, I mean,
did you make your bed up, or did you have?
We had to do all that.
So you had to make it up, and then somebody had to come check off and say, "Yep, that's right."
Yeah. So I mean, we have Saturday morning inspections. Call them Sammys, and I think twice a semester, and that's where they come in. I think they used to do it with the white glove and check for dust and all that.
You had dust on there? So why did you get the dust off? You just
got to dust every day. But
the Swiffer thing?
Yeah. Swiffer. I mean, whatever. Old shirts,
okay.
Yeah, anything. Just make sure there's no dust on there.
Okay.
But the beds, everything there. You had to. I mean, we're doing our own homework. If we're not, there's an honor code there.
Okay, so you had to do your own homework. You
can't cheat, lie, steal, anything like that. So if you get caught doing any of those things, that's 6 months probation and you can't leave base.
So what were you, because my dad was in the Air Force, and he served in Vietnam. So shout out to you, Pops. And when he got deployed to go, I'm thinking he's in battle, he's shooting people, he's gunning people down from the whatnot, but not, he was a part of the guys that made the runways. So he mixed the cement and made the runways for planes to come in. So and then my cousin, he fixed air conditioning and stuff on the planes and stuff, so he worked on the planes like that. So not everybody goes into combat. what was going to be your expertise had you got deployed?
Yeah, I wanted to fly.
So you wanted to fly?
Yeah, and when I got to Air Force, I mean, I was pilot qualified, vision, all the other stuff. There's, aptitude tests and stuff like that. But so the only thing that would have kept me from doing that is my height. But
so you're too tall to fly?
Yeah, but for fighters, basically.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, you flew into the Pittsburgh airport. Probably there are a bunch of C-17s there. I don't know if you saw them.
No, I don't know anything about C-17s.
Yeah, so that's
planes.
the big like cargo jets. They're awesome.
Okay.
We actually flew those in a lot of our road trips when we were at Air Force. But that's what I would have wanted to fly.
So is that flying that plane like that's kind of like UPS or something, like you gonna drop supplies off, or what was that?
Yeah, I mean that one you can do a lot of different things in it. You're dropping people off, you're carrying people. I think cargo is probably a pretty loose term. It's
okay, my bad. Okay.
But I mean the size of the inside of them, we would drive our bus up when we were at Air Force and unload everything and put everything. But it's big enough to drive the bus onto it if you wanted to.
Okay.
But it's carrying people and
like the flight simulators and all that stuff while you was there too.
Yeah, did it. When you're at Air Force, it's basically just a college that you're doing military like centered stuff at.
Okay.
So we're not. Playing baseball, there wasn't enough time in the day for me to fly while I was there too.
Okay.
So
I got too much stuff.
I did the flight simulator a couple times, but the pilot training and all that stuff, that's what you do when you leave the academy.
Okay, gotcha. And then at Air Force, you were a catcher. So how did that, like you caught when you were young and everything, so you had always been a catcher. And do you think that helped you switch to pitching really, really fast?
Yeah, I think just like understanding how hitters see the ball. Okay. That's the biggest thing. And
that's before the beard. Dog.
Yeah, I couldn't grow a beard back then. Shaving every day and got a hind tights and all that. I caught, all of growing up. I didn't throw very hard when I was, freshman, sophomore in high school, so I just wasn't good enough to pitch, but always threw strikes and all that. So I started pitching again my senior year of high school, but got recruited as a catcher and obviously went there as a catcher and they let me catch. So
how did the switch prompt? Like you said you were closing games, you catch all 8 innings and then come close the game. So how did LSU or whatever, they just start recruiting you as a starter, or how did that all kind of play out?
Yeah, I wanted to, or I was when I got in the portal, I was in the portal as a two-way, and that's what the arrangement would have been wherever I had gone, because at that point I was good enough to hit. I probably could have hit during the year while I was there. I would have been a platoon DH or something like that, because I didn't hit high heaters or sliders. But when I did hit it usually was pretty hard. So,
right.
But then we saw in the fall, like, when I got to LSU, I had a pretty, a solid velo jump, and I'm learning my body and stuff. Like I was just recovering better. I was, eating better and all this. I'm doing all this stuff baseball wise that's just Air Force isn't conducive to. Yeah. So once I got to LSU, I'm throwing harder and all that purely because I'm recovering. And then once we got into the mechanics side and all the science of it, then, started getting better on the, actually my body was moving better and that kind of thing. So through the fall, I two-wayed, and then after winter break, I was hitting a little bit, but they were like, no, you're pitching. They were like, because we had our Saturday guy went down, and they were like, if we want to win a national championship, you can't get hurt.
Oh, okay.
You can't get, hit by pitch or something like that. So took the bat out of my hands, and, rest is history.
So, and then you obviously were part of leading the team to the College World Series. And so how fun was that whole run?
Yeah, it was cool. I think the coolest part, looking back on it, if you asked me, 2 years ago now, I would have a different answer. But the coolest part, looking back, is that we built it, in the locker room.
Okay. Like hanging out and stuff.
Yeah, they did a good job recruiting players. Obviously, we first 2 picks in the draft that year. We had 3 first round. We had 13 guys drafted off that team in that draft. Not to mention the guys that have gone since then. So obviously had really good players, but the character that we had on that team was
like the dudes.
Really good. So
that makes a huge difference.
Yeah, guys that I'm sure that's something that you guys have, that you guys see. Just the character in the locker room of winning players. That's what we had, and then we built a winning team. Had buy-in and all that. So that's, looking back, that's the coolest thing.
So 2 years ago, because you said it was your answer is different now. 2 years ago, what would have been your answer?
Just steamrolling teams.
Oh, that was fun. Okay.
Yeah, that was fun. Just winning baseball games and just going out there and being better than them. But I've learned that you don't just win. It doesn't just happen. Like you don't go out there and win a Major League Baseball game. You have to go out there and do everything right to win a major.
Things that go into it.
And it's the same thing, to a little bit lesser degree, I think, in college. Like, because you see, like, Tennessee, the team we played at Tennessee has 3 or 4 guys that are in the big leagues now. I think more than we had on that team at LSU. They had really good players, and they didn't win the national. They went to Omaha, but we beat them in Omaha. Like, you don't just go out there and win, World Series championships, national championships like that. Like, you got to do everything right and make it happen. So
there's a lot that goes into it. Okay, so going into I want to talk about the Pirates now. Obviously, you went to the minors. You didn't spend much time in the minors, so there's no way you really got to develop a lot of relationships with guys. But now that you're here, there's no, you're starting to see the guys that you kind of surpassed. They're starting to come up and whatnot. Like, is it neat to really see the amount of talent that you guys have? Like, and everybody's throwing 100. Everybody is, like, I know you got the Bubba Chandler just came up. I think Jared Jones. I mean, it's got to be dope to see, like, the amount of talent that you have with you.
Yeah. And after the draft, I came up and I was in AA. That's where I finished. I spent 4 weeks there, I think. Basically just to get around the guys that I'm going to be playing with, because they knew that, we have guys coming up and all that. So Jared was in AAA at that point. Bubba got called up to AA while I was there. We have another guy, Braxton Ashcraft.
I think he's pitching tomorrow.
Yeah, so a lot of these guys that I, spent a short amount of time with in the minor leagues. But I think we really, for me, like, they showed me what pro ball was like.
Okay.
And I think it's really, it's unique for me because they showed me what pro ball is like, and now I'm in the, fortunate position to be able to show them what the big leagues is like, in a way. Because kind of go down the list a little bit. There are guys that were in the system. They were in the system for 2, 3, 4, 5 years before I was, and I debuted before them. But now we have these connections and that kind of thing, and we're getting to experience, like, what the big leagues is like together. So it's unique. Like, aside from the talent standpoint, like, it's unique from a personal, like, relationship standpoint. It's a cool opportunity
because you were learning pro ball, which learning pro ball is completely different than learning the big leagues, right?
Yeah.
And, like, your experience, you have a unique perspective because nobody has experienced what you're experiencing, and so, like, to be able to help them out in a certain way, maybe it's not necessarily teaching them things per se, but it is helpful because you've won Rookie of the Year. You're on all the leaderboards and everything. So obviously they probably look to you for some type of help or whatever it is. And not that those guys aren't good, but you definitely do have a unique perspective that I think you should definitely continue to share with all the guys. And this is what, your second year, and I mean, you're going to have so much more experience than really anybody year 5, just because you've been through so much. You're going to pitch in so many big games. And I mean, to win Rookie of the Year, you know, coming up, you were in college a year before you won Rookie of the Year. And, you know, nobody really can say that. I mean, and then when you won, like, you didn't have any reaction to it. Like, why, how come you didn't have any reaction? It was just what you're used to. That's, I mean, why else would you pitch?
Yeah, that's like, because obviously, I mean, there were memes about it and everything. I joke with Liv because it's like she is my emotion, or she shows the emotion for me. But like what we were talking about earlier, like I didn't go into the year wanting, you know, it's not a successful year if I win Rookie of the Year. Whether I won that or not, it was a successful year.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yep.
And so I'm sitting there and they call my name and it's like, what does this change for me? You know, like the years, it's November at this point. Like,
okay.
I don't know. I probably think about it a little different. I think, you know, maybe the next time I'll show a little more emotion or something like that. But
well, the next time will be a Cy Young. So, I mean, you got to show a little, at least clap or something.
Yeah,
you know, like, give yourself a pat on the back.
Yeah, I'm like, and it's funny because I was in Baton Rouge at that point, and I had all the guys from my team that were still in Baton Rouge. They were there. They just weren't in the camera, and so they're, you know, clapping and all that. And so I'm like kind of looking at them like that. I don't know. It's just how I am. Like I'm not a.
I mean, that doesn't define. Like, you're just saying essentially, from what my perspective is, like, the awards don't define whether I had a good or bad season or not. Like, it has nothing really to do with it. Like, did you feel good about the work you put in? Can you look in the mirror and say you gave it your all? And that is what defines, you know, whether a good or bad season. And then the numbers are going to be the numbers. They're going to you're either going to win or you're not. That's kind of what I see from you. Is that it?
Yeah. Because I mean, it's just, you know, it's the process. It's, you know, showing up every day and being in the moment. You know, the little wins that you were talking about, like that all adds up to it. And I think that's one thing that, like, people don't understand. It's like the people that are in the big leagues, you know, that are performing at this level, they're doing it for a reason. And I think for me, that's why I do it, I would say. You know, at this level, that's why I'm here, because that's who I am. So I'm not as expressive as other people, and I don't know. It was also tough because I'm in a position where I think part of it also in that moment was like I'm trying to process it, and I got, you know, 50 cameras right there, and I'm on MLB Network, and it's like, you know, it's out there live. So
that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know.
Even after all that, you know, you still hear names and trade rumors. And I remember when I was young and I played pretty good, you know, coming up. I would heard my name in trade rumors. And I remember thinking like, oh my gosh, like, I'm going to get traded. You know, I didn't know what to think, you know, and you come up, and I had spent, you know, 2.5 years in the minors. So I had some time to develop some relationships, and, you know, I was 18. So getting drafted. So I was 21 when I debuted, and I remember like I just didn't know really what to think. And so when you hear your name in some trade rumors, and you're always going to hear your name in trade rumors, by the way, like it never is going to stop until you sign a long-term deal or whatever. Like, did that make you feel any way, or you didn't really care?
No, because I knew it wasn't true.
Okay, gotcha.
That's pretty much why. So if there is some truth to it, maybe I'll feel a little bit different, but you know, this year I knew it wasn't happening.
Okay, so before we finish up, I've never played this game. There's an at-bat between me and you. This is back in April this year. We have whiteboards, so we're gonna show the pitch. We gotta guess what the pitch is. And then I just wanna give a quick little sentence or two on what you were thinking and what I was thinking. First, get your whiteboard. So, first inning, I know what this is. I don't even know how to spell that. There you go.
I got to write it bigger. That says
Yeah,
fastball.
it's all right. It's all right. So we're going, all right. So I know, yep, heater, ball one. So we were both right. I know in that pitch right there, the way I grew up when I was young, I've always been a leadoff hitter my whole life. And so now batting behind Shohei is different, not in a bad way or not in a good way, but just different in knowing that Shohei is aggressive and we can start off games 1-0 is huge. You know, that's a huge advantage to us. And then sometimes you start off when, you know, you may throw 2 pitches and he's out, which is cool. That's part of it as well. And so I know, but at that point you had thrown 7 pitches, so I could have been ready to go. But I just kind of like easing my way into the game. Kind of weird, but anyways, I know I'm passive 0-0, so I know that's a heater. What's your thought on that as well?
Get ahead.
Get ahead.
Didn't do a very good job of that.
You didn't do a very good job with that one. So, all right. So now let's go with pitch 2. 1-0. I'm gonna go with your. Would you go with? I can't see. Another one. Okay.
Fastball.
Let's see what pitch it was.
Ooh, slider.
Slider. So I'm thinking fastball because you went 1-0 and you don't want to fall behind, or you don't want to go 2-0. So I was on the fastball there. You threw slider there. Yeah, I'm assuming you thought I was swinging, ready to go.
Yeah, probably. I think I'm confident striking all my pitches, so
right.
It was kind of just pick one and go with it. So can't speak for what Henry was thinking, but I don't really shake him. He probably saw something,
Okay.
and so he went with that.
Okay.
Slider. So
sliders 1-1. We got a couple more pitches. Okay, let's go. You went heater, slider. I'm going. Okay. What do you got? Yeah, I think. Okay. So we got another heater. Let's see what it is here. Hundo. Okay.
Man,
It's the game has changed when if you can't hit 100, you're not gonna make it.
yeah.
Like, it's unbelievable, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, so you went heater right there. I don't know what I was thinking at the time, but just watching it, I'm thinking you went slider. Okay, he's got to be ready for a fastball, I guess. And I mean, I got to be ready for a fastball just because you throw 100, and I can try and adjust to anything slower than 100. But if you're not on the 100, there's no way you're going to be able to hit both. So, what were you thinking there?
I was thinking heater. Obvious. I mean, the 1-1 count is huge.
It's a flip. It's like that can change the bat.
Yeah, that's like the one. Yeah, pitching coaches tell you get ahead. Like other people say, win the 2 out of the first 3. I think you can do both. But like the OPS and batting average and all that difference between 2-1 and 1-2 is huge. So
okay.
Always trying to get ahead. I think that what we were talking about earlier with like, Dodger Stadium on, I think it was a Friday night. Probably just overcooked that one a little bit.
You got some juices going.
Yeah,
you got some juices going. Okay. And you kind of at home with me. I'm assuming you probably had a lot of people at the game too, right?
Yeah, I was playing for free that day.
Yeah, you were playing for, okay. Yeah. Okay, all right. Let's go. I'm going to go, let's see what the next pitch is. Let's go. All right. I went slider again. Okay, so let's see what it is. Hundo again, boy. Golly. We got that motherfucker coming in there hot. Okay, so now it's 1-2. Is that a strike? 2-2.
Yeah, I think you said you went.
Okay, so 2-2.
Lucky.
It's all right. Sometimes luck's better than skill, bro. Okay, so you said fastball every pitch. Is there a specific reason why you?
Yeah, well, I don't remember this at bat at all.
Me neither.
And I'm just assuming, just default to your strengths, right? Like,
You just said your strength is every pitch.
yeah. Well, the only pitch that I've thrown for a strike in this at bat is the slider. So
Okay.
that's been in the strike zone.
It's all right. You had your juices flowing, so it was just coming out probably a little hotter than you
Yeah,
thought.
I didn't. Because now I remember that Ohtani at bat. I thought I was going to walk him to lead off the game, which is like, that's a no-no.
Yeah,
you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I had no idea where the heater was going that at bat, and I guess it transferred over to this at bat too. So
all right, so we got 2-2. All right, what you got? Yep. Okay, I'm going slider here. We're both going slider. Let's see what we got. Ooh, I didn't punch out. Hey, there we go. All right. So slider there. I mean, you gotta. I feel like I don't know what I was thinking. I'd mostly think I was thinking just catch up to your fastball, like stay on your fastball, because if you don't, it's gonna be blown by you. So I got one last question. Who do you think is the toughest strikeout in the big leagues?
oh man,
From my perspective, watching, and this will give you time to think.
yeah.
Luis Arias.
So I've never faced the Padres.
You never faced the Padres.
Watching
Okay.
from the outside, yeah. I think like, if we're talking about, toughest guy to strike out, Arias.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, doesn't matter your stuff. But if we're talking risk reward, which I think that's probably more how I think about it, I would throw Freddie in there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for sure.
Because
For sure.
like if you miss, he can.
Yeah.
Arias probably isn't gonna.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Put it
Yeah.
in the stands, but Freddie will.
He's hard to strike out, and if you leave it an inch on, it's a homer. Versus you're saying Arias may not. He's hard to strike out, but you leave it an inch on the plate, and it's a single or a double or something like that. So it's just different skill sets.
Yeah, Freddie's tough.
So, anyways, man, I know we got to go to work. Now you're a young guy, so you got to get there early. Unfortunately, sorry about that. Maybe one day when you stack some more accolades, get a couple more years under your belt, you can start showing up a little later. But until then, sorry about it, buddy. First bus for you. But anyways, man, thanks for coming on. As you know, everybody kind of thinks you're a rock star, bro. I mean, it is what it is, and you embrace it. You wear it really well. You're very humble about it. But you also have that fire and that edge in you that is the reason why. It's not luck, you know what I'm saying? And so, shout out to you for holding it down for all the young guys coming up and showing them the right way to do it. I do expect you to be wearing a Team USA jersey.
I'll be there.
So that will be fun. That will be a lot of fun, and that will be something that I got you getting excited for that.
Yeah.
I think there may not be a lot of things during baseball season that get you excited, but Team USA, if that doesn't get your juices flowing, nothing will. There's no higher baseball experience. So outside the World Series, which I still think Team USA and the World Series they're different, man. They're different. So you'll definitely enjoy it.
No, I'm excited.
So
they were like, we got to do Ohtani again. I'm like,
I've got nothing left to say.
I got nothing in the tank left to say about him, except he's the greatest baseball player that's ever been graced planet Earth. He just is. Yeah. I sat there last night. I'm like, he has Nolan Ryan's arsenal and hits 50 homers.
It's stupid.
Think about
That would be
it.
interesting to take all the tools that he has from
That's
different
all we were
players.
like, build the perfect. Let's do it.
Let's do
I
it.
think Brendan probably got weird with this one back in edit. There he is. Okay, Dave Winfield. We're going to combine all these guys. He's got the presence in the box to me. When I was growing up as a kid, no one engulfed the batter's box more than Dave Winfield. He was like 6'6", just dominating the box. And if you missed, it was an absolute seed bomb homer when I was a kid. So Dave Winfield, I felt like just a complete plate coverage of Darryl Strawberry. It didn't matter if the ball was down and away, up and in, D-Straw could get to it. And when you're watching Ohtani, he's got such a simple move, and he can leave to all parts of the field that he doesn't have to cheat to anything. I mean, just shooting a ball the other way, but it splits the gap. Usually for most people, they're able to come over and catch that ball because it hangs up a little bit. Not with him. It's different. Minimal stride. He's got the pull power of Aaron Judge.
Silly.
He's got the oppo power of Jim Thome. I'm serious when you look at it. You dive in on his pull power. Aaron Judge hits balls to parts unknown. And that's exactly what Shohei Ohtani does. You really sit down and take the best tools from the greatest players that have ever graced the game. He has them.
This is a good.
Can remember playing shortstop in the vet. Jim Thome coming up to hit back in the day, and he would hit balls over my head. They were home runs opposite field, like 2-iron gunshots going over your head. It's honest, and he does the exact same thing. So I was just sitting there. I wanted to build the perfect baseball player. I was kind of going through in my mind. Jose Ramirez. Why do we put Jose Ramirez on tape? They have the same home to first speed. What? Same. So he runs like Jose Ramirez. He covers the box like Dave Winfield. He's got plate coverage like Darryl Strawberry. He's got the power of Jim Thome combined with Aaron Judge. And then he gets on the mound and throws 100 with a snapdragon breaking ball.
Yeah.
And it makes you think of Nolan Ryan. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh my God, if Nolan Ryan hit 50 homers every year and scored 130 runs, he'd be Shohei Ohtani.
If Nolan Ryan hit 50.
Think about it. Look at this board. Shohei Ohtani's career highs versus notable players' career highs. His slug in 2023 was 654. Alex Rodriguez's best year was 645. Homers, 54. Thome, 52. Ichiro did more bags in a year than he ever did. And look at the Ks per 9 compared to Nolan Ryan.
I would have loved to
So
see
much
Shohei
more. What's
Ohtani,
his-
Paul Skeens as a pitching matchup tonight. But that's not good. That's not.
What do you
gonna
think
happen.
he's making off the field?
Shohei? Like 50 grand?
Stop. He gets that for signing a card.